Yay!
Well, I had two secrets, and I decided to tell you the fun one because we're all new friends here. Well, back in the day, when I was about 17, I asked my mom if I could use her car to go to the club. And she said, okay. And I said, all right. She said there was one thing, though, that I should not do. Now, this was a Buick Centurion back in the 1970s, and it was wide enough that I could just stretch my body across the back seat. So I'm thinking, she's saying, don't get laid in my car. But she didn't say that. She said, don't use my car to jump somebody's battery. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to do that. So I'm driving to the club, and way down the street there is a tall, shadowy figure standing next to a car with the hood up. And it was one of our football players. So what am I going to do? I pulled over, and I said, let me help this brother out. Maybe it's the radiator. He needs some water. I didn't have any water. Said maybe he needed us to roll the car so the starter would roll over and start. No, he needed a jump. And he didn't need to jump me in the back seat of my mother's car. He needed but one thing she told me not to do. She said, do not jump anybody's battery with my car. What was I going to do? I could have driven off and left him there and been the nerd girl who drove off and left the football player standing by the side of the road. That wouldn't have been a fun memory for me. I could have lied and said, I don't have jumper cables. I didn't do that. I said, well, do you know how to do this thing? He said, sure. I said, okay, we're good. What could go wrong? He said, and I promise not to blow up your battery. And I said, did my mom place you here just did she have a crystal ball saying, you're going to meet a tall, dark, not so stranger? I was just blown away. Man, I was sweating bullets. You know, you take the little things and they go, if you do them wrong. I said, oh, he's going to blow up my mom's car. But his car went, and I was like, okay, we're set. I went to the club. Got my party on, having a good time, called my mom on the phone. Hey, Mom, can I get a longer curfew? She said, sure, because I trust you. And I partied on. And everything was great. Who would have ever known anything till I got home? And I'm backing into the driveway, and this murder movie music put fear in the deepest part of my soul because the jumper cables were sitting on the back seat. Who puts jumper cables on the back seat? Not me. I said, well, it's 2 in the morning. I'm still good. And I looked over my other shoulder, getting ready to get out and put them in the back into the trunk. And who's in the window waving? Hey, sweetie, glad you made it home okay at 2 in the morning. I couldn't even get out and stash them in the trunk of her car. I was dead. So I stashed them up underneath the front seat because she never rode in the back of her car. She never even looked back there. And everything was fine. Months, years passed by. She never said anything about it. Until 15 years later. Yeah, 15. We were driving. She was driving her newer car, and I was in the passenger seat, pregnant with my 4th child from my recently estranged husband. And I'm having labor. Oh, Mom, it hurts so bad. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it, honey. I'm going to get you to the hospital in time. And she's feeling so bad for me. I'm like, oh, Mom. And for some reason, some weird turned into carpool confessional. And I'm not Catholic, and she's not a priest. But I had this urgent need to tell her that I had jumped somebody's battery in her car when I was 17. And I said, oh, Mom, it hurts so bad. She's like, I'm going to get you to the hospital. I said, well, Mom, you know what? Do you remember when I was 17? And she said, yeah. And you told me, don't you jump anybody's battery with my car. I said, well, it was this football player. She was like, oh, no, you didn't. So I had the baby, emergency cesarean section, and I woke up from the medication, and she was holding the baby. She said, oh, the baby's so pretty, Jessica. I said, oh, thank you, Mom. But, you know, my imagination was seeing her face saying, I cannot believe you jumped some boy's battery with my car.